So I'm going to start with the conclusion first, which is the way around the high, insane GPU prices is to use your graphics card to mine cryptocurrency. So a few days ago, Asus and other PC hardware manufacturers decided to raise the MSRPs of their graphics cards and motherboards, and I was still looking for a GPU. I wanted to get a 3080 and I couldn't find one for at least 3 months. So I decided, well, I'm just going to cut my losses and just go for a 3070 instead. And, I was going to pay $800, $900 for a 3080, and they were more like $1,100 to $1,200 where I was. And I thought, well, okay, well, I'll just get a 3070 for $750, and then, I can still do what I need to do and play games with that. So when I purchased the graphics card, I was pretty mad because I wanted to get the 3080 class card and not the 3070, and this thing cost $750 and not $500 like the MSRP was supposed to be. So this video actually started as a rant video, and I was going to get mad at Nvidia for the stock issues. I was going to get mad at the retailers for jacking up the prices, and I was going to get mad at the miners for taking all of the 3080s because it seemed like the 3080 was the one with the best hash rate and also the best return on investment. So it seemed like the miners were taking all of the 3080s. And there were some 3090s and 3070s left, but most of the 3080s were just gone. So this video was supposed to be a rant, but then I thought, well, I'm not very good at rants, so I decided not to do that. So I thought I would focus in on, well, how do we stop these miners from getting all these graphics cards? So I thought, well, maybe we can petition Nvidia to do something about it. Maybe we can ask them to, write some driver software to stop the mining on these cards, or, put some hardware inside. But I guess if they did that, then this wouldn't be a GPU anymore, and they'd have to completely redesign the whole thing. So I guess that was a no-go. So if we can't stop the miners from using these cards, then how else do we make these GPUs more affordable? So I was thinking about how if the price of Bitcoin dropped, then there'd be more GPUs available on the market and the GPU price would drop. So I thought about making a video where I told everyone to stop buying Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, but that actually sounded pretty lame, so I decided not to do that. So I thought, well, the only other way really is to actually use this GPU that you bought to go and mine the cryptocurrency, because in that way, however much money that you make, you can use some of that to reduce the price of this GPU that you bought. So I think people need to see these GPUs as something that can also be used for other things other than just gaming. And it's a little bit like arcade machines, because with arcade machines, you're supposed to be making money from arcade machines, and that's why they're priced so high. And these arcade machines have coin slots in them, so you're supposed to make money from them. And other people are using these GPUs for mining, and they're able to buy these cards for a higher price, and so that's the price of these GPUs right now. So if you don't do that, then obviously then it's not really going to be worth it to buy these GPUs. So if you've never mined before, you might have some questions about it. So you might be thinking, well, is mining going to be here to stay? And what if I buy this GPU and then all of a sudden mining completely crashes and then you can't make any money from it? Well, I've got some news articles about this. So here we've got a article from The Conversation, and it says here, Bitcoin, why the price is exploded and where it goes from here. And it says here, well, one reason for the massive price rise is that there has been a big influx of investors from large-scale institutions such as pension schemes and university endowment funds and investment trusts. This was not the case during the last bull market in 2017, in which the Bitcoin price rose about 20-fold to almost $20,000, only to slide back to the low $3,000 a year later. So I think in that time, since 2017, we've had large corporations there getting ready for the next run up of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So they may not have been prepared for the last one when it went 20 times, but you can be sure that these large corporations don't want to miss out on the next run up. So your other question might be, well, how long does it take for me to recoup my money if I were to purchase a 3080 for $1,200 or a 3070 for $750, how long will it take me to get my money back if we were to mine with these GPUs? So let's take a look at Ethereum, because that is the cryptocurrency that everybody says hobby miners should be mining. So Ethereum today is $1,000, and as you can see, for the last couple of years it hovered around $200 to $300. So maybe that's a little bit of a support level there for Ethereum. But if we take a look at this 3070, and let's assume that it's $750 right now for most people around the world to buy this. Well, if the Ethereum current price is $1,000, the profit per day is about $4.61 according to these profit calculators for mining. And so you'd have to have this mining card on for 24 hours. So if you were to do that, then the months to pay off the 3070 would be 5.5 months. But let's take a conservative estimate of Ethereum of $200. Well, if that was the case, well, then the profit per day would be around about 90 cents. And obviously this is not a direct translation of or direct scaling between that profit per day of $4.61 and $1,000 to 90 cents at $200. But roughly speaking, it will be around that. And so the months to pay off the RTX 3070, if it was to drop back to $200, would be 27 months. But what if you were just upset that you had to pay this market price of $750 for the 3070 rather than the actual MSRP of $500? Well, in that case, it would only take you 9 months to get back to the MSRP of $500. So the other thing I want to mention is that I want to advocate for responsible mining. And I know this sounds pretty absurd, because a lot of people are thinking, well, how can you advocate for something and just tell people to be responsible about it? Because for sure there'll be people that won't be. And when I say responsible mining, what I'm trying to say is that it's so easy to just buy one of these GPUs, start mining, and then become profitable on it if the prices are very high. But responsible mining means that you buy the card and then you're just running it so that you can reduce the price of this GPU so that it becomes more affordable for gaming, versus buying out hundreds and thousands of cards so that nobody else can get these GPUs. And so I would say that it's a little bit like scalping or console scalping, in that if there's a limited good out there, you don't want to be the one to be taking all of the stock so that nobody else can take the stock. I think it's fine to use this one card here that you buy for minings to reduce the cost of the card. But if you were to buy hundreds and thousands of cards for mining, well, then you're just ruining it for everybody else. So I want to finish off with just talking about the other cards and not just the 3070, and what it's like to be mining with those other cards, and what the hash rate and what the return on investments of those will be. So as you can see here, you can go to What to Mine, and they have a GPU profitability ranking. And so as you can see, the RTX 3090, it's about $7.13 to mine Ethereum. And for the 3080, it's about $6.67. And that's because the hash rates for those two cards are pretty close together. So the 3080 is 50 mega hashes per second, and the 3090 is 100 mega hashes per second. And so you can see why so many people want to buy the 3080, because you only have to pay $699. You can effectively reduce or get your return on investment in half the time that you can get with the 3090. Radeon cards are also not bad, but it's not really worth it to buy a Radeon card this time around. It has 60 mega hashes per second, and you can get a much cheaper card, the 3070, for 58 mega hashes per second, so more or less about the same as that Radeon card. Let's take a look at this table that I prepared, and it's the months to recoup GPU costs. And if it was based on $1,000 for the Ethereum price, you can see here the 3060 Ti would take 3 months to pay off the GPU at MSRP, but 5 months if you're talking about the current market price out on StockX or eBay. And for the months to pay difference between the market price and the MSRP, well, it would take about 2 months difference to actually get your GPU that you bought down to that MSRP. Let's take a look at this other part of the table, which is the $200 Ethereum price. So if the price of Ethereum was to drop down to this support level, then I would say that the daily profit would also significantly drop as well. Now, it doesn't translate perfectly, but I've just said that it's going to be 5 times less than that $1,000 daily profit. So that would actually take you a lot longer to pay it off. But if you were only to just look at the price difference between the market price and the MSRP, well, it would take you 10.5 months for the 3060 Ti, about 10 months for the 3070. 3080 would take about 12 months, and the 3090 would take 7 months. If you just mine the card when you're not actually playing games, then, well, you can make a little bit of money from that anyway, and however much money that you make, I think that's better than nothing. Okay, so that about does it for this one. So if you like this video, make sure to click the like button and also to subscribe to this channel for more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one.